The rain was tapping on the window like 1,000 tiny fingers, and the gray sky mirrored the somber mood that had lingered over my life. I sat in my small apartment, surrounded by the remnants of a mundane existence. The routine of daily life had grown stifling, and a longing for something more had nestled itself into the corners of my thoughts. Restless and yearning, I flipped through the pages of a newspaper, hoping for a distraction. Amongst the sea of mundane advertisements and news, a peculiar one caught my eye. Ever dreamed of being a superhero? Your wish is my command. I'm offering any superpower you desire. It's just $350 each. Toss in an extra 100 for anything ending in kinesis. My heart quickened at the prospect. The ad seemed like a lifeline, a chance to escape the monotony that had defined my days. I read it over and over, as if trying to decipher the hidden catch or uncover the fine print. These abilities are non-refundable and may cause side effects. Questions flooded my mind. Who was behind this? How could someone grant superpowers for a mere sum of money? Was it a hoax or a doorway to a world I had only dreamed of? My savings account showed just enough digits to make the leap, and with a mix of apprehension and excitement, I decided to embark on this extraordinary journey. The next day, I found myself in a dimly lit alley, guided by the address given in the ad. The rain had subsided, leaving behind glistening streets. Between the shadows, I spotted a cloaked figure. "Are you here for the powers?" the cloaked figure asked, their voice echoing through the alley. I nodded, and with a subtle exchange of cash, I was handed a small, unmarked vial containing a shimmering liquid. The figure's eyes met mine, and in that moment, I felt a jolt of anticipation. As I gulped down the potion, a kaleidoscope of sensations surged through me. It was as if the world around me shifted, and a newfound energy surged beneath my skin. The raindrops sparkled in the air, and I felt an inexplicable connection to the elements. Days later, I discovered the extent of my newfound abilities. I could manipulate water with ease, bending it to my will. The city, once gray and uninspiring, transformed into a canvas of possibilities. But with great power came unforeseen challenges. Transforming into a superhero turned out to be far from the glamorous escapade painted by comics and movies. My mother's stern voice echoed through the living room. "What's this? $350 gone from your savings? And superpowers?" She held the newspaper ad in her hands, her eyebrows furrowing in disbelief. I shifted uncomfortably on the couch, struggling to find words that could explain, "Mom, it's not what you think. It's an opportunity." An opportunity for what? A scam? Are you joking, or is this some kind of prank? I took a deep breath, attempting to compose myself. "No, Mom. It's not a joke. There's this person who claims to give superpowers for money. I thought it could be real, a chance to make a difference." She sighed, shaking her head. "You can't seriously believe in this nonsense, can you? Superpowers? This is probably just a scam artist preying on gullible people. What were you thinking, spending your hard-earned money on this?" I struggled to find the right words, my mind a whirlwind of regret. I thought I could be more than just ordinary. Make a difference, you know? It's not like I spent it on something frivolous. Mom's expression softened, her concern shifting into understanding. "Sweetie, I get that you want to do something meaningful, but this isn't the way. Real change comes from within, not from some dubious ad in a newspaper." Mom sat down beside me, placing a comforting hand on my shoulder. "Let's figure out a way to get your money back, and maybe we can find a more practical way for you to make a difference." I wasn't about to let the superhero dream slip through my fingers, and told her under no circumstances would I be chasing after my money. "I know it sounds crazy, Mom, but I really believe something is happening," I said, my voice carrying a hint of desperation. "I can feel it." Mom's eyes reflected a mix of concern and skepticism. "Sweetie, you can't seriously believe that potion is working. This person is probably laughing all the way to the bank with people's hard-earned money." Just as I was about to concede, a tingling sensation surged through me, and before my eyes, a small object levitated from the coffee table. We were shocked as we watched the object hover mid-air. Mom gasped, her eyes widening. "How is this possible?" A mix of excitement and disbelief washed over me. "I told you, Mom, I'm a superhero. I followed my mother's suggestion and dialed the number from the mysterious ad. After a brief conversation, I learned the cloaked figure's name from the alley was Kai. He agreed to meet me, this time in a secluded park. As I approached, Kai turned to face me, his eyes gleaming with an otherworldly intensity. Without uttering a word, he handed me a vial containing a shimmering substance. The contents inside seemed to dance with an inner light, captivating and mesmerizing. You should consume an additional dose of the elixir. The manifestation of the powers often requires some time to fully take hold. Kai told me. I hesitated for a moment, eyeing the vial in my hand, its contents swirling with a glow. The decision was made, and with a deep breath, I uncorked the vial and consumed the elixir Kai had given me. The liquid was cool and refreshing, leaving me with a tingling sensation in my throat. As the elixir took effect, I felt a surge of energy coursing through my veins. The world around me seemed to warp and twist, and I became acutely aware of a heightened awareness. Colors became more vivid, and the air felt charged with an unseen power. Testing the limits of my newfound abilities, I focused on a nearby bench. With a mere thought, it levitated a few inches off the ground, confirming the reality of the powers Kai had promised. A sense of exhilaration washed over me, and a mischievous smile played on my lips. What else could I do with these new powers? The ability to manipulate and throw objects, once a source of harmless amusement, took a dark turn. One evening, as I walked through the deserted streets of town, a shop window caught my eye. The twisted desire to unleash the destructive potential of my powers took hold. And with a flick of my wrist, I hurled a bench at the window. It was weird. I felt a sense of thrill from the shattering glass and the act of destruction. It was then that I began to hear Kai's voice echoing in my head. "You tread on a dangerous path," his voice whispered. "Meet me on the freeway. Let the powers show you how to end this." As I stood on the freeway, Kai materialized from the shadows. His cloaked figure seemed more imposing than before. "Try and turn that truck over, but I'll kill the driver," I replied. "Trust me," Kai said. Reluctantly, I extended my hand toward the heavy truck that rumbled along the freeway. Channeling the powers within, I focused on the vehicle, feeling the energy surge through me. With a forceful mental command, the truck groaned and then slowly began to tip onto its side. "This is the lesson you needed to learn," Kai said, his voice cutting through the night. As the sirens drew nearer, Kai gestured toward the overturned truck. "You have the power to mend what has been broken," he urged. Understanding dawned as I focused on righting the truck. With a concentrated effort, I reversed the effects of my earlier actions. The vehicle settled back onto its wheels just as emergency vehicles came into view. The driver emerged unharmed, confused but alive. Kai dissolved into the shadows, leaving me standing alone on the freeway as I watched the emergency services and the police go about their business. As I walked away from that haunting stretch of road, I knew my superhero journey was far from over, even though my extraordinary powers had taken a darker turn. But with the hard-learned lessons and Kai's guidance, I embraced the responsibility that came with these abilities. I stepped into the future, determined to navigate the delicate balance between power and morality.